This is Arts Alive. I'm Lynda Philippi. My guest is Edwina Castle of Gallery Ballet and Tap, and Edwina's here to talk about her upcoming production of Cappelia, along with all of the exciting summer classes. So welcome.
Thank you, Lynda, for inviting me.
And I know that I have personally seen one of your productions of Cappelia, but I feel like it's been quite a long time ago.
Yes, actually this is my third production. I did one in 1998 and one in 2007.
Okay.
So this is our 2015 production. I'm real excited about it. We have added some, well actually we've added quite a few more dances to it.
Okay.
And my staff has added some lovely dances to it. I'm real excited about those dances. We have boys this year.
Oh.
So that's really exciting. So we actually have a Padakatra with our Cappelia, and she has 3 young suitors that dance with her.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so it's quite fun. And then we have some mischievous young boys that are performing in it. And they're in my boys movement class taught by our male dancer, Chris Grady, and he's doing a fabulous job with that.
So it must be kind of fun to be able to incorporate the boys into this production.
Yeah, because a lot of people think that ballet is really for girls, but really ballet isn't. It's always about a love story. So you have to have guys. You know, you have to have a nice balance there. And so, and it usually involves more than just the couple. It involves their family, their village, things like that.
Yes, usually there's a father.
Yes. And there's always this right here, which means to marry.
Put a ring on it.
Yep, put a ring on it. So the story is set in a German village, and it's 2 peasant couples that are looking forward to getting married on a certain day when the mayor will be handing out a dowry.
Okay.
And so she's all excited about it. However, there is a beautiful girl who is sitting in the window that Franz all of a sudden becomes enamored with, and everybody in town is talking about her. So things get a little bit rough. And it's usually the typical ballet story of, is this love for true? Is it for real? Is it for eternity? Is it, or is it just
a passing fling?
A passing fling. There's a few of those ballets too. So
Sure.
These stories are really old. This one was set in the 1870s, and it was done at the Paris Opera Ballet.
Wow.
So I'm real excited about it. Our graduating senior, Kendra Butler, is Cappelia, and our Swanhilda is Chloe Bosque. She's lovely. And then we have just a nice crew of lovely dancers that have been working really, really hard. And I'm just looking forward to seeing it on the stage, putting up the backdrop, building the set, bringing out the props. It's all going to be at Gallery Theater, and it's on the main stage.
Nice.
And it's at the end of the month, and so that is a Friday and Saturday performance, the 29th and the 30th at 6:30, and then a Sunday performance at 3 o'clock, and tickets are available at Oregon Stationers.
Perfect. That's great. So I would imagine that some of the girls now who are older girls remember this from when they were little girls.
Yes.
And watching the big girls dance, and now it's their turn.
Yeah, it's real exciting at that point. Exactly. A lot of the girls have said, "Oh, well, this was my first ballet," and so here they are, this many years later, and now they're in the, in the point class, and they're performing, and so they're loving it.
I think there's absolutely nothing cuter than when the little ones start out and they do, their little dances in the beginning of the show, and they're 5 years old or 4 years old, however old they are, these little tiny kids, and one of them's looking at the other one, and some of them can't quite remember, but for the most part, I mean, they follow their teacher and they do really, really well. But you can just see in their eyes, I'm going to be a ballerina, and they're so excited. I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, I have a lot of the students for a long time, 10, 11 years or so I am kind of like a second mom for them.
Sure, of course.
So besides my Cappelia, I'm really excited about my summer program.
Okay, let's talk about your summer program.
Well, my summer program, I have some guest teachers. So besides our lovely staff, I have some guest instructors. So I have a summer intensive. It's starting in July, not the week of July 4th, but the following 4 weeks. I have a professional male dancer coming from Arizona Ballet, and he'll be teaching ballet classes. And then I have a professional Irish dancer coming from Portland who will come down and be teaching soft shoe and hard shoe. And then
Now, when you say soft shoe and hard shoe, does that mean like river dancing?
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And I thought it'd be a nice.
I love it. That's great.
Yeah, because we're our tap instructor. Carly Jones is lovely, and her program is really growing. So it's nice to provide something else for the tap dancers. So we're branching out for them so that they have some other fun classes to take.
Oh, sure. I think that's great.
A lot of my ballet dancers also take tap, but then I do have some tap dancers that really want to just focus on tap. So I'm giving them another opportunity.
I think that sounds like fun.
Yeah, and then Judith will be teaching the character class, and that's a lot of fun too, because character ballet tells basically the folk stories. So these aren't done in toe shoes; these are actually done in a character shoe, which has a heel on it. And so there's a stomping and rhythm and all kinds of wonderful ballet moves, but it's done with the nationality feel of the different countries.
I think that's fun. That's
Yeah.
great. It kind of rounds out the training that they're
it
getting.
does. It really branches them out. And then Rihanna, and she'll be teaching, but she's also our lyrical and contemporary dance instructor, and she also teaches our jazz classes. So she'll be teaching this summer too at the intensive. And we're also going to be doing some improvisation
Oh, how fun.
and student choreography. So it should be really fun, a wide range of classes.
So now these are 4 weeks. So does a person sign up for like a week at a time?
You can sign up for 1 week, 2 weeks,
Oh, I see.
3 weeks, and 4 weeks, and that's in the afternoon. So it's after lunch and finishes at 5.
So now are these classes open for children and adults?
Yeah, it's basically you have to have at least 2 years of dance experience, and I suggest that you're 8 or 9 years old before you start
Okay,
that program.
great.
And then I have my dance cabs, which are for the recreational, and I've got Peter and the Wolf. I've got
How fun.
Yeah, Dance Fantasy, Dance Through Time, and Snow White.
And are those week-long classes?
Yeah, so
Okay.
1 week of Peter and the Wolf, 1 week of Dance Through Time, 1 week of a Dance Fantasy, and 1 week of Snow White.
And those are the 4 weeks in July? Okay, then you have a little break?
Yes, I have a little break for August, and then I resume my classes in September.
Perfect. So I can imagine now, is this the first year that you've done such a wide variety of summer programs?
Yes, this
That's
is the
really
first time
incredible.
I've decided, I think I'll go for the dance intensive.
Sure.
Yeah, because it gives girls 25 hours of dancing if they do the dance intensive. So that's 5 hours a day, 5 days a week.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it should be really good as far as getting them in shape. And I have several of my dancers actually that will be going up to Oregon Ballet Theater's summer program. So some of them are looking forward to possibly doing my program, but several of them will be up there. And I'm really excited about them getting accepted into their summer program.
So all the people that are eligible to do your program have to have at least 2 years of dance experience for the summer program.
For the
Intensive.
intensive, dance camp is recreational and it's open for all ages, 4 and up.
And that might be a good opportunity for people to see whether or not the kids are going to like it, how
Right.
they sort of interact. And
Right, and it's
Okay.
also, it's a mixed age group, so a lot of the older dancers get to take more leadership
Oh, how
roles.
fun. I bet they
and
like
get
that.
to work with the younger kids
Yeah.
and help with the concepts of space and everything and time and all that. It's just really interesting because dance does so many different things. You're looking at a pattern, then you're looking at repeating that pattern or changing that pattern, and then you're looking at maybe doing the opposite of that pattern. So it's very mathematical, but it's really, really fun and it's very creative. And in the camp program, there's lots of opportunity for expression.
Yeah, and it's also very disciplined. So there's the parameters of the discipline itself, and then how to work within that, and your individual expression. But this is where your foot has to go, and this is where your arm has to be, right?
Yeah,
I think that's a really important thing to learn.
Yeah.
Just that body awareness for the kids.
It is really important, and I think we don't have dance in our public schools, but I find that most of my dancers, they're all 4 points. They all graduate top of the class. And
Oh,
I think
really?
yeah, and I think it's because dance really trains the brain.
To
It's
focus?
different
Yeah.
it's different from reading and writing. I mean, it's mathematical in some ways in the fact that you have a pattern and you have to memorize the pattern. But you have to also match it up with the music. So what I've been talking about with the dancers is listen to the music. You hear music, but you don't see music. But the dancer makes the music alive. It makes the audience see the music.
This
And
is what music looks like. It
this
looks
is
like
what-
you.
Yes, and before they could only hear it, but now they can appreciate the music so much more because they have this visual that wasn't there otherwise. And that's what's so amazing about dance is it just adds another layer to what the music is saying. So
That's really a gift too that you give them to help them sort of understand what that's all about and their role. That the music may be as old as the hills, but you make it fresh every time you perform.
yeah,
And every time the musician performs and every time you go on stage and dance that dance, it's all new again.
yeah, and they have to express that. They have to express the music, and they have to really listen. So it's good for listening and remembering, and then learning the pattern of the music, and then being able to express it. You want them to go out there and do it with the music, and so they have to really listen.
I would imagine that kids or parents maybe who've been a little bit on the fence about dance, if they've put their children in one of your summer classes, then all of a sudden they say, oh yeah, this is going to be great.
Yeah, it's great for new dancers, and it's great for continuing dancers. What's nice about it is everybody gets to know each other, and it's fun, it's structured, but they get to do something different than what we usually do in our regular academic year. Because there's mime, and there's crafts, and some interpretation of music, and just different things to help them become aware of how they move through space, and then how they work with another dancer, and how to work opposite of each other. So all these things they're good social skills,
Sure, absolutely.
as well as really good skills as far as how am I opposite of you, or how am I the same as you, or how do we get in this? How do we move in this space opposite of each other?
And look like we're doing it symmetrically.
Right,
Exactly.
So there's
Working together.
Yeah, and there's a lot of thinking going on in the ideas of how they are opposite of each other in space.
Well, Edwina, I really want to thank you for coming in today, and let's go over the dates of Cappelia again.
Okay, so Cappelia is the end of this month. It is Friday and Saturday at 6:30. Friday and Saturday, May 29th and 30th, 2015. And then on Sunday, it's at 3 o'clock on the 31st. So again, that's 6:30 on Friday and Saturday, and 3 o'clock on Sunday. And tickets are available at Oregon Stationers.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, and lots of success with your classes.
Thank you.